What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're back at my grandparents' place. We're going to be doing some sandblasting on some pieces that I've been fabricating for my building, and I'm going to show you guys sort of the layout for the building and some of the other work that I've done on the building. So stay tuned. I'm going to flip the camera around now and walk you guys around and show you some of the pieces that I've already been working on for the building, show you the sandblaster and the air compressor that we've got hooked up that we're going to be using today. And so yeah, I'm gonna flip the camera around now and show you what we're working with. Okay, so here's some of the stuff we're gonna be sandblasting today for the building. These are pieces to the 30 by 60 that we had, that I showed you guys in the first video at the property, that I'm gonna be putting up for the 30 by 60 pole barn, tractor shed. And so these are some of the pieces I've been fabricating. Like I said, we're taking two buildings and making one. I'm gonna show you a little bit more what I was talking about in the first video here now. But if you haven't seen the first video, I'll leave a link in the description below so you guys can go back and watch it, get an idea of where we're putting this building up at and what the property looks like, where we're going to be working at. So it's been raining again the last couple of days. It's been a couple of days since I spoke to you guys. But despite the rain, we're still going to try to get a little sandblasting done and get these painted. So I'm going to walk around here, guys, and show you what we're working with now. So this is part of the rigid frame that we've put together here in the yard, because we're fabricating beams to make a porch off the building. So this is the high side. As I mentioned in the first video, this post is 17 foot and some change long, and that post is the short side. It's 13 foot and some change long. So, and it's obviously 30 this way, and it's going to be 60 foot long way. So across the front of this building, we're going to be putting this is roughly 20 feet. These were 25 foot beams off of a gable roof building that we had laying around, and we cut them off to where the angle would be correct, so we can just bolt them to the front of the building, have a 20-foot porch coming off the front of the building, the full 60-foot length. And so these are roughly 20 foot long. And over here we had 6 of these. Yes, we had 6 of these. So this was 4 of them, and like I said, we cut about 5 foot off the end, making them roughly 20 feet. And this was the other 2 beams that came off of this building, and we just cut them in half and cut the angle opposite to where we can have, they're about 11 or 12 foot long, but they're going to be coming off the back side of the building. So there'll be 11 to 12 foot porch coming off the back side of the building, the full 60 foot length, and a 20 foot porch coming off the front of the building. Kind of hard to show you guys here on the ground, but you guys will see more if you hang around and watch our videos as we stand this building up. So today we're going to be doing some sandblasting. The goal is to try to get at least these 4 short beams done. I only have 10 bags of sand and a couple gallons of paint, and it takes a good bit because it's a 400-pound blaster and an old air compressor. I'll show you guys the air compressor in a moment, but we don't even know what the year is. But it uses a lot of sand. It's got a big tip on this sandblaster, wherever it's at, wrapped around here somewhere. But anyways, it's got a big orifice on the blaster itself. Here it is, as you can see. So that thing just, and the sand we're using is really too fine for this blaster, but it's the best thing we can find right now. So we used it on these other pieces, and I'll walk around and show you guys those, and it works pretty good. So we're going to continue to do that and use it on these beams here, get them sandblasted and painted. But like I said, the goal for today is to get these 4 done, so maybe we can do that. So this is the lovely air compressor we're going to be using. It's a Sullivan. We don't know what year it is. My grandpa's had it for 25 years. We just recently got it running 7 to 8 months ago, and we were sandblasting the other beams for the building and the other post. And we got it running good enough. We got our gas tank here rigged up with a fitting welded in it to get the fuel, because the pump doesn't like to pump, so we have to elevate the fuel tank some. But it works good for us. It does everything we need it to do. So this is what we'll be using. Got jumper cables hooked to both of these trucks here, running to the air compressor in order to get it started. But I'm going to walk over here and show you guys some of the other pieces we've been working on for the building, show you sort of what the building looks like. So here's a pile of steel that we've blasted and painted for the building. This is a mixture of purlins for the roof and eave struts for the roof. And these long beams are the 30-foot beams for this actual building that we're working on. We've made all these brackets for the purlins for the roof and welded them on. These beams were actually cut in two with a torch. You can't really see it here, but there's a weld. We welded them back together and welded a plate on the bottom to put them back together so that we were able to build this building. Like I said, we're taking a couple of buildings and making one. And then this is the second pile. So these are the posts. Obviously, these are the long posts. They're the 17-foot post, and there's a 13-foot post. And remember, we're gonna raise it up 2 foot all the way around the bottom on the post. So it's gonna be roughly 20 feet and roughly 16 feet, 15 feet. And over there is another pile of purlins and eave struts that we've rounded up out of the pieces we had for this building. So we're gonna load the sandblaster up now with the sand and get the air compressor running. And I'm gonna set the camera up and put a little time-lapse video of us blasting this metal. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like when we get done. Okay, so as you can see in the last clip, we used up 6 bags or 600 pounds of sand, and we're only able to get these done. Let me flip the camera around. Okay guys, so like I said, I only had 6 bags of sand, 6 100-pound bags of -30 silica sand, which is way too fine for this sandblaster. Like I was saying earlier, it puts it out way too fast. Those 6 bags or 600 pounds was just enough to get these 4 posts made or sandblasted and these 4 pieces of rake angle sandblasted. I'm not sandblasting them super clean. I'm not white blasting them. I'm just sandblasting them where we welded them together and just trying to get some of the surface rust off so I can get a coat of primer on them. Just trying to make them last a little longer. These 4 posts here, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, are going to be the posts that support the beams, the 20-foot beams that come off the front of the building for the front porch that goes across the front of the building. Like I said, you guys will be able to see and understand more of that as we go along and start to set the building. But I'm going to set a couple sawhorses up now, see if we can get a coat of paint on these. So we're going to do that now. All right, so we got all the posts painted up and all these pieces of angle iron. I just put a lot of paint on them, just keep them from rusting. I don't really care. They got a lot of runs in them, but I'm not really worried about runs. I'm worried more about a protective coating or these posts are going to be buried in the ground, and the tops of them are going to be cut off, so they're not the exact length now. We'll have to do some cutting and some grinding on them before it's over with, but we'll probably repaint this whole building once we get it stood up anyways. But that's going to finish up for today. Thank you guys for watching. There'll be a whole lot more content like this. Like I said, I got a few more days of sandblasting and then a lot of days of pouring concrete and digging footers for the building over at the property. So if you're into that, hang around, subscribe, watch our videos, give us a shout. Thanks for watching, guys.